Hey, this is Tanya. Hey, this is Tanya from Tanya Love Buddha. Now, it's been a while since I've been on here. So, the reason being, I've had a couple of bereavements. The last time I was on was just before New Year. And I lost a dear friend, and then I have lost another friend since then. So, I've just been taking the time to take it easy, to process, to celebrate, to grieve, to all of the things, you know. So this is it, just taking self-care. So I apologize that I haven't been on. And also to anybody who emailed me regarding working with me, the emails are there. I will answer them. It's just I did have to step back from work for a bit and just make sure everything was all right and my loved ones were all right as well. Okay, so now I'm back, and it's this Aquarian energy. Tonight we have the Aquarius new moon. Now, normally what I would do is say that, this is a great time to set intentions. Okay, it's setting intentions for the new moon. Not tonight. Okay, not tonight. Hey, Ella. Yeah, the energy's all over at this moment. Okay, wait until tomorrow, wait until Sunday, still use that energy. But for today, just kind of, I would say, observe as if you're looking at things through a screen or through a glass, like you are here. So it's a very interesting one. So and just wait for a few people to come on, and then I will start. Now, has anybody noticed this energy, this Pluto in Aquarius, since Pluto went into Aquarius, and how fast it is? It's like literally, it's just like bam, 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 straight away. There's no messing about with this. And I feel this is what is going to continue here. So, like I say, there's not many people in here. I know people aren't getting notifications with this. I'm so sorry. They locked me out of my YouTube as well. I've only just managed to get in. So there's people there. Oh, goddess. Hey. Yeah, take and rest. Okay, this is what we need to do. But it's like we can't just rest. Okay. Like I say, for today, yes, the energy is quite erratic. This Uranian energy that's there is, it can make us anxious, it can make us nervous, it can make us quite confused with things. It's wild. It's pretty wild, this energy. But like I say, we are going to have to get used to it because this is how things are going to be now. So when I was tuning in just before I came on here, and I said, right, okay, what is the main message of this Aquarius moon? And what they said was the main message with this is forget the past. The past is done. It's gone. That's it. We can't, if we are still trying to focus on things that are in the past, stuff like that. I mean, we've all got healing to do. We can't erase the past, okay? But we've got to be careful not to get stuck in it. That's what they're saying. So when we're looking at the past and we're looking at how much nicer it was then and things were so much easier, they weren't. We just forget the harder times, or we cling on to the harder times. It's really interesting how we don't have that balance. I remember talking to my grandma about the war, and she used to say, oh, it was the happiest time of my life. Now, I know it wasn't. That wasn't a happy time. People will have been in fear. But that's what she remembered from it. Now, this is really interesting that they've brought that into me, because what I feel, and, whoever's on here, please, see if you agree. I feel these last couple of weeks, it's almost like something shifted and we are all realizing the effects of the last 3 or 4 years. We're realizing it's almost like, wow, they really done a number on us. We're realizing the level of trauma that we had, from being locked down and from being, like away from our loved ones and away from our friends and not being able to have that connection or that community. We're starting to realize where it took its toll with us. Okay. So If this makes sense, this is why we do, as Ella said there, we need to rest, but we need to rest in order to get on rather than actually rest and realize how bad it's been. Every single one of us made it through. Sadly, like I say, a couple of my friends didn't. But you know, I believe it's everybody when the time comes, it's there. But all of you watching this, we all made it through. At times we might have thought that we weren't going to be able to, but we did, you know, and we're here now. And it's like, right, okay, we got through that. Where are we going? So if we are still carrying the heaviness of the past, you know, we're not seeing the bigger picture. We're not seeing why this happened. Now, like I say, there was a lot of things unveiled. The truth was shown. It's still getting truth shown now in a lot of ways, okay? Because this Capricorn energy, Pluto was in Capricorn, it was governments, it was all of that, governments, authority, rules. And, you know, the truth has been shown with that. You know, majority of that is not in it for us, okay? They're not in it for the people. They're in it for their pockets. And this is where we actually start to say now, right, okay, we need to find a different way. We need to, you know, this might even mean finding different friend groups and different kind of communities to be a part of. Because what Spirit gave me yesterday, they said, in order for us to, you know, not just get through this Aquarian energy, but to thrive in it. Okay, we've been in survival. That's where we've been, remember? And now we are going into, right, okay, are you ready to thrive? Our nervous systems feel better. Does anybody feel that? Because, you know, there's a real difference in our nervous systems to how they are now as to how they have been. So what they're saying is what is really, really important with this is connection, okay? Connection to ourself, connection to something higher, connection to others, community, okay? Having people around who are there to listen, who are there to talk, who are there to walk this path with us. That is so important. Conversation as well. Conversation is so important. It's like vitamin C. It's all the C's. So conversation is not you just telling somebody their problem and they're listening to it, or vice versa. Conversation is when we get curious, you know, we investigate, we want to find out about that person. We want to know this person that we're connecting with. How can we form a deeper relationship with that person? And 9 times out of 10, it's via questions and, you know, conversation. So all of us have friends, we have loved ones, partners, whatever, you know, and ask them questions about themselves that you didn't know. You know, do you know their favorite colors? Do you know what their childhood pet was called? It sounds like I'm fishing for internet stuff here, you know, and I'm definitely not doing that, you know. But what is their biggest fear? What did they always fear? What is their goal? What do they want to do? You know, do they feel lonely? Do they feel supported? What broke their heart? What actually fixed their heart? Asking people questions like this. This is how we're going to really get to know that person that we're connecting with. You know, so we've got communication, we've got community, we've got conversation and compassion. I feel, you know, remember in this age, the Aquarian age that we're in, we must understand with compassion or we will misunderstand the times. Okay, everybody is fighting their own battle. The world doesn't need any more people fighting. Okay, there's so much segregation. I mean, people at this moment in time are even fighting who's right in a war. They're fighting about that. It's like I can't understand the madness of this. You know, so what we've got to do is we've got to have our hearts open and we've got to be forward thinking. Okay, the past has been there to teach us. We cannot go back to it. It's like that summer when you're a teenager and you know that it's coming to an end because you've got to go back to school. This is exactly where we're at now. We're in a new world. None of us have ever experienced this energy before. And the more we're wondering about how we can get back to how it was, the answer is we can't. We can't. It doesn't matter how much you try. Things have changed. They're not changing, they have changed. Okay. And we are not seeing this as the massive, huge opportunity that it is. Because Aquarius is all about its freedom, its liberation. You know, we all say that we want to be free. Yet the second the sides of that box fall open and we are free, we want to run back and get in the box again. You know how many of you are noticing that? That it's like, oh, I liked it in a place that I was uncomfortable in. And now we have freedom to do whatever we want. There are so many possibilities come through with Aquarian energy. And like I say, this is what this moon is wanting us to do. It's wanting us to say, where do we want to be? Who do we want to be with? What song do we want to sing? Because Aquarius it's humanitarian and it's harmony. But we can only have harmony if there's somebody else to do this with, okay? So that we're all we're singing different songs or from a different song sheet, but it is harmonizing together, when they're saying there as well, it's do no harm, but take no shit. We can't just be soft. We can't just lie down. This is not Aquarian energy. Aquarian energy is revolutionary. Okay? It's revolution. It's like, come on, we've got to change the world. And if you're watching this, it's because you want to change the world in some way. But we're not going to do that by sitting in the old ways of what we've been doing. That didn't work, So what we need to do now is it's almost like we need to take action. We want to change the world, but we're not looking at what is going on in the world. We're turning our head from that. Okay? Now, people are saying to me that the world is so much full of darkness at this moment, and I don't agree with that. I feel it's so full of light. And everything that we are being shown that is, horrific and horrifying people has always been there. We just haven't been alerted to it, or we haven't been aware of it. So one of the things with this Aquarian energy they're saying is it's awareness. Okay, have an awareness of ourselves, have an awareness of our environment, have an awareness of our world, seeing what it needs. What does it need? What is going to fix it? And how can you actually give that little bit into the world? Because we all play our own part. And what this Aquarian energy calls for is like radical authenticity. Okay, we will not help save the world or save ourselves by pretending we're somebody we're not. Okay, this is where you let your freak flag fly. You come out, you be yourself. Like I say, you do no harm, you take no shit, but you don't be quiet in that conversation because of what people might think about it. Obviously, I always say, please, speak your mind, but make sure it's kind, because kindness is key. We don't want to offload something onto somebody that is going to actually send them into a spiral, but we also don't just have to be there to get somebody's approval and hide our authenticity. So every single one of us has unique gifts, okay? We are taught in a system, we are taught in a schooling system that, teaches us that we've got to stay in line. And what happens is that takes away a lot of the creativity and things like that. A friend sent me a beautiful video the other day, and it was about this guy saying that education systems teach people how to think, not how to live. Okay. Now, like I say, my dream is I would love it if there were schools there where they taught astrology and human design and, gene keys and love languages and all of that, so that we start to understand ourselves and understand the other. Because this Aquarian energy, it's not about I, it's about we. So we've had the last 3 years of going inward. Okay. We've had that. We've turned inward. Okay, we've dealt with our demons. We've faced them head on. We've seen what they like to feed on. And in a time of real trauma, our traumas have come to the surface. We've recognized them and, we've pushed through them because that was the only thing we can do. Now it's about stepping out in our authentic self, stepping out as we truly are. Okay, and saying to the world, this is me. You're either going to like it or you're not. And the people that don't like it, that's fine. They're not on your vibe. They're not there for you. But try and hunt out the people that do. It's like find the other weirdos, find the other misfits, because that is where we fit in. The people that show their soul and their scars in unison. When they are able to do that, there's a truth with that. There's a vulnerability that comes with that. There is the fear of being disliked, but have that courage. There's an amazing book, if anybody hasn't read it, called The Courage to Be Disliked. Absolutely fantastic book. And that's it, have the courage to step out as you are and just, it doesn't matter what other people say. So this is about embracing ourselves. What is it you really wanted to do? If money was no object, what would you do? And if you have an answer there, ask yourself why you're not doing that now. Ask yourself if I've said this question a lot of times. If you found out you had 6 months to live, how would you change your life? Like I say, 2 friends have sadly been taken, in their prime, 50 and 47-year-old. They're not going to get that chance at that life. And it's made me look at life so much differently. I look at them and I look in awe. One of them fought, one of them, didn't have the chance to. And, to see that this could happen to anybody, any of us at any time. And, would we be doing, if this was our last day on earth, would we be doing exactly what we wanted to? Would we be happy with that? The things that we're scared to do, ask yourself the question, if I was lying on my deathbed in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years' time, would I regret not taking this chance? And if the answer is yes, then take that chance. Because when you are brave enough to take a chance, then you will be rewarded. You will have an experience that will teach you something and lead you somewhere that you might not have gone. They talk about like a brave new world, and this is it. We're stepping in. None of us know. So if we're waiting for somebody there to go, all right, this is how it is, we're waiting for a rule book or an itinerary, it's not coming. Even like I say, us, channelers, psychics, those with prophecies and stuff like that, we're still a bit like, whoa, we've got to learn how to channel differently, because I know the messages that are coming to me are completely different to what they used to be. This isn't just about, okay, this is the, the message for this person or that person. This is on a bigger, greater scale. And I'm like, whoa, like how do I speak this? How do I get this out? How do I, go to the places where this is needed? I don't know yet, but I trust I will be pushed and I trust I will be shown. So all of us here, it's like we've been through that battle and this is what we fought for. Okay, this is what we fought for. So when we keep trying to go back, that's trying to go back into the battleground. This is what we wanted. We all wanted freedom. We wanted liberation. We want harmony. We want all of that. We want creativity. We want to, be unicorns. This is it. It's very Aquarian energy, is very unicorn energy. And some people say it doesn't exist, but it does. We're living it. And this is an exciting time. But like I say, it's fast. There's no waiting about. It's not like, all right, well, hold on a second because I need to sort this trauma that happened, 20 odd years ago, 30 odd years ago, or whatever. It's like we've gone past. We've actually had more life since that happened. So we've crossed the line. And this is why it is going to be really hard for us to keep going back or to